of the Lord is, there is liberty. But we all, with open face, beholding as in a glass the glory of the Lord, are changed into the same image from glory to glory.
From glory to glory. You go from glory to glory. But the Lord don't deal with you unless you're trying to walk in the Spirit, man. If you don't walk in the Spirit, you're not going to go from glory to glory. If you're not walking in the Spirit, then you cannot go from glory to glory. You cannot become the brother you see on the video. First of all, it's not about that anyway. You shouldn't be coming into this truth to become like another brother. I mean, you know, you can respect brothers and want to be where they at on the level, but hey, man, you got to work out your own salvation.
Be a part of the body.
You know, there's nothing wrong with honoring another brother that mentors you, or that may be a spirit, you know, maybe like a elder to you spiritually. There's nothing wrong with that, but you know, that shouldn't be the driving force of you going from, well, first of all, that's not the driving force of you going from glory to glory. It's walking in the Spirit. Okay? Go ahead.
And are changed unto the same thing from glory to glory, even as by the Spirit of the Lord.
Even by the Spirit of the Lord. So don't try to force, you know, like the scriptures say, don't force the river, you know. You know, you just let the Spirit guide, you know, let the Spirit guide you. And this is really to a lot of you younger brothers that are just coming in, and to you brothers that are on there asking just crazy questions, man. Just stick to the milk, man. What you got? Yeah, sure, bring it out.
1 Corinthians 9:24. Know ye not that they which run in a race run all, but one receiveth the prize.
Yep.
So run that ye may obtain.
Yeah. So run that you may obtain. Go ahead.
And every man that striveth for the mastery is temperate in all things.
Yeah, if you're trying to become a master, in these scriptures, you got to be temperate in all things, meaning controlled.
Right.
You got to be controlled. All right? Moderate in everything you do. You know? Not full throttle, because the scripture tell you in Ecclesiastes that the race is not given to the swift. Okay? If you want to bring it out, brother, go ahead and bring it out.
This is like when you watch professional basketball, or professional football, or any type of professional doing something. They're doing it, and it seems easy. And it seems like, oh, I can do that.
Yeah.
But if you go out there with that professional basketball player, he's going to destroy you, man. You gotta practice it and do it on the speed that you can do it first, so you can build up, man.
That's right.
And most likely, you probably ain't gonna catch that professional player if they keep on striving.
That's right. That's the way it is.
You know,
and that's a beautiful thing. You know, if brothers keep continuing to grow on levels, then they should be continuing to grow on levels. That's that deal. All right. You got it? Go ahead, bring it up.
Ecclesiastes 9:11. I returned and saw under the sun that the race is not to the swift, nor the battle to the strong, neither yet bread to the wise, nor yet riches to men of understanding, nor yet favor to men of skill, but time and chance happen it to them all.
That's right. So it's not about going full throttle. When you running that race, you running the pace, you know. Now we at the home stretch, so you're supposed to be pushing it and all that. But even still, when you first come into this thing, and then for a lot of you guys that are still, you know, young in this thing, which a lot of us really are still young in this thing. Just the Most High got us up on a level real quick. It just, you know, I mean, but we're still learning a lot. We're still learning a lot. And we're not forcing it. We're just learning what the Lord is allowing us to learn.
Time and chance happen. That's what that's talking. He said, I saw under the sun, meaning he perceived it and he recognized that all these people that were fast and had the money and had this and that, and had all these resources, they wasn't winning in the end.
That's right.
It was really how the Most High sets it up.
That's right.
You know, so you have to deal, just like the brother keeps saying, you got to stay within the spirit.
That's right. You got to stay spiritual. And the main thing too with this milk, if you do have the itch the urge to bark, so to speak. You gotta be occupied in prophecy, man, because it's through prophecy that the Lord makes you deeper into the spirit. It's through prophecy where you understand why certain laws were given to us. Why this, why that, why this kingdom came up, why that happened in history. Everything that how we're Israelites, how the cracker Edomite. You learn all that through prophecy. And that's how the Lord brings you deeper into the spirit. Okay? Now give me that in 1 Corinthians chapter 14. Start at verse 39.
1 Corinthians 14 and 39. Wherefore, brethren, covet to prophesy, and forbid not to speak with tongues.
So you're supposed to. That's the only thing in the scripture where it tells you to covet something. Covet to prophesy. That's really what gets you on the level. When you go into them prophecies, like when you read Sirach chapter 39, it tells you to be occupied in prophecy. Okay. Now, finally, I want to, I just want to end it on a few scriptures. Give me Matthew chapter 26. And start at verse 41. Because at the end of the day, the Lord said, watch and pray. Pray for what? Watch and pray for what? All the prophecies. That's what all the prophets were worried about, the men of the Lord. Hey, and the men of the Lord didn't hesitate to admit when they didn't know. Anytime the angel asked them a question and they didn't know, they just didn't know. You can't force being deep.
Like John.
Yeah. Or like 2nd Ezra. Or, not 2nd, but Ezra in general. You can't force being deep. Go ahead, brother.
St. Matthew chapter 26, verse 41. Watch and pray that ye enter not into temptation.
Yep, go ahead.
The spirit indeed is willing, but the flesh is weak.
Right, and when you read the reason I had to read this, because when you read that whole chapter, he's talking about the prophecies. Okay? And then when you go to Matthew 24, he talks about watching and praying as well. Okay? So that's what you're watching. You're watching for the prophecies. That's what gets you deeper into this Bible. The prophecies, past and present. Because if you don't understand the past prophecies, you don't understand the future ones either. Or the ones that we're presently in. Like this beautiful thing going on over there in Egypt right now. That's beautiful, man. Tunisia and all that. Down there in South America. All right, jump from there to chapter 18. Okay. Start at verse 4. And you give me James chapter 4, verse 6, and also 1 Peter chapter 5. Start at verse 5. 18 and 4. Because then the bottom line comes down to this too. And once you get all those things, you go from glory to glory. You got to humble yourself. Go ahead.
St. Matthew chapter 18, verse 4.
Yep.
Whosoever therefore shall humble himself as this little child,
yep,
the same is the greatest in the kingdom of heaven.
Now that don't mean childish, because the scriptures say put away childish things. Right. But you got to come born again. And when a child is born, they come in with a clean slate. They don't know nothing. And they don't act like they know nothing. They act just like a baby. They act just like a baby's supposed to act.
Show them anything.
You can show them anything, and they can be molded into the adult that you want them to be, or to the child that you want them to be. But you got to humble yourself down to that level. All right, that's it on that. Now give me James. Bring it out real quick.
Sirach 3 and 19. Many are in high place of renown, but mysteries are revealed unto the meek.
Yep. Yep.
Yeah, buddy.
That's right.
James 4 is it?
Yeah, James 4 and 6.
James 4 and 6. But he giveth more grace wherever he say, God resisteth the proud, but giveth grace unto the humble.
Right. So you start learning, a lot of guys get proud. But you got to be humble, because the Lord resists the proud, man, but he gives grace to the humble. Now, get 1 Peter chapter 5, start verse 5.
I got that.
Well, go ahead, bring it on now, brother.
1 Peter 5:5. Likewise, ye younger, submit yourselves unto the elder.
Hey, there you go, because that's a big part of humbling yourself too. Not acting like you got it on your own. That's, man. Hey, man. When guys start going left, when they start falling off, that's like one of the number one characteristics right there. You start acting like you got it yourself. You start acting like the elders didn't teach it, or maybe one of the camps that you learn from, who constantly tell you who they learn from.
It becomes a race against the elders.
Yeah, yeah.
Trying to, you want to dunk on Michael Jordan.
Yeah.
You know, or whatever.
Everybody talking about how Allen Iverson crossed over Jordan. Allen Iverson got back. He got no rings and he got money problems with background in Turkey right now. And Jordan, he went out on top. You know what I'm saying?
Jordan getting fat, you know, he enjoying life. He getting all big and shit, you know.
Go ahead, brother.
Yea, all of you be subject to one another,
Yeah.
and be clothed with humility.
And be clothed with humility. Keep reading.
For God resists.
What does it mean be clothed with humility? You gotta always be humble, man. There should be no time where one guy is being in his truth is being an asshole, man, or puffed up against another brother, man. There should be no time for that, like none. You know? Go ahead.
For God resisteth the proud, and giveth grace to the humble.
Hey, that's what the brother just read in James chapter 4. Go ahead.
Humble yourselves, therefore, under the mighty hand of God,
Yep.
that he may exalt you in due time.
He's the one that will exalt you in due time. You can't just rush it and come out to the forefront, man. In due time, he does. And in due time, meaning in its proper time. You know, when you say you get your just due, you get what's coming to you, you get what's proper. Okay? All right, and that, is that it on that?
A little bit more.
Okay, go ahead.
Casting all your care upon him,
Mm-hmm.
for he careth for you.
Right.
Be sober,
Yep.
be vigilant,
Yep.
because your adversary is the devil.
Otherwise, if you don't, man, you get caught up in them philosophies.
Yeah, like
You get snatched up. Go ahead.
As a roaring lion walketh about, seeking whom he may devour.
Yeah, so it's a cold world out here, man. The devil's trying to get you. All right? What the Lord tell Peter, Satan desires to sift you as wheat.
Yep.
You know?
Gonna get you, man.
Did you have something?
Yep. Sirach 37 and started 27. My son, prove thy soul and thy life, and see what is evil for it, and give not that unto it.
Yep.
For all things are not profitable for all men, neither hath every soul pleasure in
Not all
everything.
things are profitable for all men. Because certain brothers don't go into certain things. And certain brothers don't got the spirit to go in things. All right? They came with their buster sword.
Because, man, you can't just give anything to anybody, man. Just like he said, you gotta know, and you gotta know your own spirit. You know what you shouldn't even be going into, what you don't even need to be messing with. Because it can totally take you, man, and you can become that spirit that the Satan devours, man.
Yep.
Like how a lion, it be walking around the herd, you be like, well, it's just attack. But it don't just attack the healthy buffalo.
Get that weak
Keep
one.
waiting to find that little weakling. And when you spot him, that's it. You know? You know?
That's right. Is there more on that? Go ahead.
Be not insatiable in any dainty thing.
Right. Insatiable means you can't feed your hunger.
Nor
You can't, it can't be fed. You constantly gotta go for the next new deep thing.
Kind of
Whatever sounds good.
insatiable.
With having itching ears. You insatiable meaning you can't feed the hunger.
Dainty thing.
And the dainty thing is talking about them philosophies, man.
Proverbs proves that.
Go ahead.
Alright, it says,